Jay Wells, what's up, my guy? Feeling feeling the White Sox pretty heavy today. Yeah, that White Sox game is really weird. I think I'd probably have to lean the White Sox if anybody. I mean, in that game, there's some reverse line movement I've been hearing on their side too. Jay Champ, Cody, Eric, Budman, what's good? Yeah, you're right. Lance Lynn has been pitching pretty well recently. Yeah, no Correa helps too. Lauren, what's up? Yeah, Eloy's back too. There's a lot of things going on. A lot of things going on in that game. What's up? What's up? Paul, I don't know. We'll get to that. Have a lean and Rays Sox. I don't think I can take the Rays. That's for sure. I don't know. Orioles game, I like runs in that game again. I think we see more than we've seen in the last couple games in that series. Play you in the show? Yeah, I'm gonna get to that. Don't worry. Yeah, the over in the Orioles game, I like that a lot. McNally, appreciate it. Jake Hazen. Oh, you got the fades in here. Fades. Pineda's about to toss the fast Turk. You definitely put his strikeouts in something. Try to get sharp. Oh, no, you're probably on the Nerfy. That's probably what you're on, right? Phasing isn't here, bro. We love it. We love to see some fades. It's free. Mets were not that guy yesterday. Yeah, I agree. Their offense was atrocious yesterday. Absolutely terrible. I think they should be a little better, but a little better today. I mean, what's my play on this Tigers game? Nothing. I don't feel like betting this game. So I'm good off of that. Is Oakland going to sweep the Jays? I don't know. You decided to be nice today. Good for you. Good for you. Sus that Drury props are so low. I don't think they really are outside of that one. The hits, runs, RBI combo is really low, which I don't care. I'm taking it regardless. Early games always steal coins, yeah. That's why I try to pick spots. And if I'm doing anything in the early games, I just do a little sprinkle. Krabs is coming. He's having some connection issues, so he's trying to figure that out. But he'll be on here a little bit soon. Barrios to record a win. It's good value on it because it's the Blue Jays, but at the end of the day, I'm not trusting that guy. But as far as like those win props, so I've seen people like all on Twitter on those, and I think that's a good place to look for value in a side like that. But yeah, I'm not putting my money on Barrios. Do I also cap football? I mean, I do, not at the same level, but baseball is my second sport though, as far as capping and everything goes. College basketball is number one. That's what like really got me into betting and all this other stuff. If you can believe that I look into a sport more than baseball. But yeah, I love college basketball. It's awesome. Michaelis K is a good look versus Atlanta. Yeah, one of my dogs, Prize Pick Gurus, is a big fan of that. I like strikeout props, but there are people who know them more than me, so I trust them, hear them out on their reasoning, and ride with them. So I can get behind that for sure. Krabs is his girl right now. He needs him in the lab. Nah, he's been in the lab. He's been labbing. Just coming over a little late. He's trying to figure it out. Favorite basis prop from what I've looked at so far today? Honestly, this is I don't want to say a tough board because there's a lot. But there's certainly pretty interesting spots that I think I have to continue to look deeper in throughout the day. Like Drury's not listed for or total based on Prize Picks, but I'll take that for people who can't take the hits runs RBI combo. I love that one. I always do. I think there's going to be a lot of offense in that Rangers-Orioles game, like I said. So, I mean, Semien, Seager, Adolis. Adolis, I'm going to take his run in RBI again just because I take everybody who sells the day before because it always hits the next day. So, I'll be on that. I think a lot of people in that game are going to have pretty big games. It is strange that they don't have many Orioles other than Rinat Odor listed for total bases. So, that's a spot. And then, yeah, got to run it back. Like, not just because he sold yesterday, but I think there's going to be runs in this game, and he's not going to be dormant in that offense for too long. How long have me and Krabs known each other? I mean, what? Not long. Just like everybody always asks, like how we met and stuff. We didn't. It was no like crazy story. I was just another guy like in spaces and all around and everything, and guess he liked what I had to say, and we're here now. So Javier 6.5 Ks. Yeah, I mean, can't blame you. The Royals don't strike out too much though, so that's why that number is at the number that it is. Arias. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people on Arias today, which is it's never a bad idea. So take what you want on him. Yeah, I'd say that the Javier strikeouts is I don't know if it's sus, but I think it has to do with the fact that the Royals don't strike out at an alarming rate. Jay State Farm, what's good, my man? Severino Ks, yeah, I like Severino Ks a lot today. Usually on his total bases. Yeah, I mean with Arias, it's really a toss-up. I don't think you can go wrong with either side. I mean, I would probably lean total bases in this game just because I lean White Sox as a side, but I can't blame you for taking either of them. Riley Green, Rookie of the Year. Yeah, that dude's good. That dude is definitely good. Definitely not over J Rod though, but he's a Tigers fan. He's just talking to his guy. Can't blame him. Ian Happ over 0.5 basis. Yeah, like everything about that game, like I know that Contreras and Suzuki are out now, so it's a little less. Like I would lean to that instead of the fantasy score, just because it's less dependent on the other people in the lineup. But it seems trappy, but I'm perfectly fine with taking it. He's just good. He's really good, and he's seen Corbin Burns quite a few times, especially in interdivision. So yeah, I'm okay with that. If that's the hill I die on, then so be it. It's Ian Happ. Give me a hit. Any summer league plays? Oh yeah, somebody asked me if I bet summer league earlier. No, I don't. I have to be different levels of bored. The only times I bet like completely irrelevant games is in soccer because I cap and bet a lot of soccer as well. So you'll see me in some pretty random soccer games when league soccer starts back up in about a month. Being an Angels, I'll bet Marlins today. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of that game. The number is right there. Yeah. Yeah, the number, you definitely need it for that. You got to be pretty bored. Pretty bored to bet the summer league. But I mean, it's like just throwing together like fun prize picks and everything. I can't blame people because I mean that's what it's for. Betting is for money, but it's for fun at the end of the day. What league do I cap? EPL or what? I mean, I cap a lot of leagues. I don't like stick to necessarily one. My favorite and the one that I'm most profitable in is Serie A. For some reason, I just have a pretty good grip in that league. But I mean, I look at all the leagues. So I look at EPL, Serie A, La Liga. I hate betting La Liga and League One for that matter. But there's certain spots where I'm okay with it. But there's a lot of decent spots in all the different leagues. I like the Belgian league too. There's a couple wagons I like to ride in there. Any NFL bets locked in yet? Or the Stafford Taco? No. Stafford Taco, like, I won't go on my soapbox for a bit on that, but the fact that they, the week after they got killed, where a lot of people were just winning everything in prize picks, they go and give a Stafford Taco, which is basically just loaning them your money for, 2 months? It's weird. It's a little weird. I didn't do it. Serie A under on goals? No, there's a lot of goals in Serie A. I love writing Serie A overs. No, I mean I don't blame people who took the taco because I mean it is what it is. Like it's a free square. It's just yeah, I don't like the idea of loaning them your money for that amount of time because it's really weird. I just I didn't like that one bit. No, not a sore spot. It's just I don't see the point in having money tied up for that time. Big Kitchen, what's up? What's up? So while we wait, I guess I can start going off of some of the things that I like today, and hopefully, Krabs will join us pretty soon here. So first of all, we have. I guess we can start off with our wants and needs segment because that's. I feel like I have a pretty interesting one today, and I'm going to go with the Rockies, who are in a pretty interesting spot as far as the trade deadline goes. So the Rockies, they have a lot of talent on their roster, but they're still in the shout out to Nerfy. Shout out the Nerfy bag. Good for everybody. Good for the Nerfy betters. But as far as the Rockies go, they're another team that's looking to sell, but I think they're going to do so very strategically to meet certain objectives. So you got Chad Kuhl, who I think is probably the most likely to get traded out of their bunch. Because he frees up their objectives, like kind of as an organization, is they want to get Ryan Feltner and Austin Gomber some more room in that rotation. And you see Austin Gomber move to the bullpen for a lot of reasons, trying to figure out his struggles and whatever. And I think Kuhl is the guy they can get the best return for. So we're talking about that. I think there's a lot of guys in the staff. Daniel Bard and Colin out of the pen. Those are always hot names. A lot of teams that need bullpen help. So I think those are guys that are candidates to get traded. Another interesting name that I've seen floating around a lot is they're looking to trade Jose Iglesias, which realistically they're not going to get too big of a return for him. But again, it's to meet kind of organizational and team objectives as far as Brendan Rodgers returning to shortstop because really the only reason he's playing second base is because of Jose Iglesias. Then maybe they want to make Garrett Hampson an everyday player. Or they just want to bring up Alan Trejo, who I'm really excited to see play, and have him play shortstop. Another interesting name to watch out for, I would say, is CJ Cron. Because if it's interesting to see how they value him on the market because he is a guy who his numbers are a bit inflated because he plays in Coors, and he's probably the perfect Coors player. So don't be surprised if he moves to free up some playing time for Montero, who they have coming up, who a lot of the team, organization, and fans really want to see play more. So don't be shocked in that. Looks like we now have Krabs in the building.
What's up, brother? Thanks for having me on your show.
Oh, yeah, of course. Glad you can join us.
Oh, it's been a tough day for the boy. How we doing? How we doing, guys? Hope you're doing better than me. Internet. It's really hard to get working, I guess, in 2022. It's damn near impossible. I'm an Xfinity guy. Tried to get Xfinity. That wouldn't work. So I went to T-Mobile to go get a router because it's the only thing I get today. And plugged it in, got ready to go. And the internet was about as useful as a potato. So ended up just having to come to my girl's place to do it here. It's the only choice we have. So we're making it work. They said it couldn't be done, but we're here. And let's talk some baseball. Let's do it. Ooh, Big Kitchen said Google Fiber. Interesting. Is that good? Good internet? Interesting. I'm gonna write that down. Google Fiber. See, this is why I need you guys. It's a team effort.
It is.
Okay. Well, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about.
We do.
A lot of stuff. I wanted to talk about Yordan Alvarez. I was texting you about it last night. I don't think I've ever seen someone hit a changeup more consistently for home runs in my entire life. The dude might be the greatest changeup hitter of all time. I don't know why people throw it to him. The commentators were saying it last night. They were saying stop throwing him changeups because every time they throw him, it's a home run. He's unbelievable. And I know you know this, but the dude, he was drafted by the Dodgers or signed by the Dodgers, which is incredible. Imagine him on that lineup. You kidding me?
Dude, I wouldn't be able to take it.
It would be cheat code. Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God he's not. And he's on the second worst team to root for, the friggin' Astros, but it's better than him being on the Dodgers or the Yankees. Imagine. You know how many home runs that dude would hit in the short porch? He'd hit a bazillion. He'd break the record. Literally break the record. Cam, that's your boy, bro. You guys traded him away for a bag of chips. Congrats. What else? We saw the Astros. Speaking of the Astros, they've won 8 games in a row. They're hot. They might be – I need to pull up their actual record. But they're quietly – I mean, they're going to win the division. Their division's a joke. Yeah. They're quietly 53-27, which I don't even know how that's possible, to be quietly 53-27. Are we just so used to them being so good that people aren't even impressed at this point? Yeah. That's incredible. They're catching up to the Yanks.
Wouldn't that be something?
Insane. Yeah, Iceman, it's all good. Juan Soto on the way. Kick rocks. Kick them. I don't need that. Okay. And yeah, Pena has been a great replacement for Correa. We've talked about that. That dude's a freak. He's a freak. He might end up being better than him. Who knows? I'm not saying he's better than him right now, but he's on his way. I mean, he's almost 10 years younger than him. Incredible.
That guy's been awesome.
Yeah. You know who else was awesome last night? Scherzer. Somehow still got an L. Well, he didn't get the L, I don't think. He might have gotten the L.
I don't think so.
No, he didn't. It was a walk-off. Yeah. Mike Moustakas with the walk-off. Unbelievable. Scherzer, he's incredible. He came right back and threw 11 strikeouts. 80 pitches, 5 innings, 5.5 innings. What a freak.
Guy was lights out.
Lights out. Lights out. And then the Orioles, back-to-back walk-offs. They had one last night again. I know we talked about this yesterday, but at what point are they going to be like, you know what, let's try to win. Let's try to sneak in to the playoffs. Let's try to, accomplish the end goal here and make it to the next level, the next round, and not just keel over and die and trade away all the players. They're not there yet, I know. But they're not that many slots out of the wild card,
Yeah, they can't contend in the division. That's the thing. Because, they're not far to the wild card, but I don't see them jumping anybody in the division. And I'm not just saying that because, the Rays are probably the first team that have to jump. But, they have the talent. I think, I know we talked about it yesterday, I think, the GM strategy of kind of to keep building. So I think the long-term strategy is starting to work, but I think if you cut it off too soon, it's not going to be a good thing. But, if you keep retooling younger players to keep in kind of your long-term plans, I think, we talked about yesterday too, them getting rid of Mancini is going to suck if they do that, but I like to see the guy get a ring, and he's not really going to be a part of their long-term plan, so the sooner they get those younger guys in there and more playing time, that's going to be pretty beneficial for them going forward.
Agreed. They are still 6 games out of the wild card, and there's a lot of teams ahead of them.
Yeah,
who are better. So I get it. I guess you do got to sell your guys high when they're playing well. It just stinks. I feel terrible for that fan base. It's not like the Nats aren't much better, although we got lucky a couple years ago, thank God. But you take that away, and the Nats are still a pretty poverty franchise. So they were decent for about 5 years, but
yeah, I don't even think it's about
these guys.
I don't even think it's about selling guys at their high point. I just think it's continuing kind of what they've been trying to build. Because at the end of the day, long-term Mancini's, Santander, and a couple of those guys aren't going to be a part of it. So I get it. As a Rays fan, I get it too. Because we do probably exactly what you're talking about, just selling guys at high value, which sucks. But, I get it too because that's kind of their plan.
Right. It's just beat. It's like sell. At one point, you got to be like, when are we going to try to win?
Yeah. The Rays are the only team that I've seen try successfully do both of those at the same time. It's insane.
Yeah, that's wild. Well, the Rays are just incredibly wrong, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yerman Mercedes. I feel like people aren't talking about this enough. This dude's back. He's just back in the league, starting. Not every game, but he's getting reps. One of the funniest Instagram memes, MLB-wise, of the past, couple of years. Just him having the most ridiculous Instagram posts. The flaming phoenix that was on fire, and he's like, I'm back. It's like, bro, you're not freaking Mike Trout.
Yeah.
Wild. That dude has not been the same ever since La Russa benched him or yelled at him for hitting that grand slam off the pitcher, which everyone does now. Everyone tries to hit him run. That was the most ridiculous thing. Ever since that happened, Yerman Mercedes went from being young, great hitting catcher who everyone was like, who the fuck is this guy? To just useless like this. He forgot how to hit. Tony La Russa might have absorbed his powers in his youth. I'm thinking maybe he's like that. He takes young players' powers and youth so he can stay alive, thrives off them.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that discussion because that's a pretty long discussion in itself. But that's it's how guys make money and get contract incentives and everything is by doing their job. And if you're telling a guy to not do their job on a regular basis just because of this certain count or the baseball unwritten rules, it's ridiculous.
Unwritten rules from back in my day, back in 1902. Fucking Tony La Russa, bro. What a clown.
Baker Mayfield of the Panthers. I love that.
No way.
I love it. Get to play him twice. Love it.
Wow.
Fantastic.
My guy Jay State Farm in the captions getting a colonoscopy tomorrow. So he said he needs some winners today. We owe him some colonoscopy. Yeah. I salute you, sir. Good luck on your journey. Damn, Baker's about to be starting for the Panthers. I mean, I think we kind of all saw that coming a little bit. I feel like that was the team that he was going to. So
Yeah, I just didn't. I mean, I wanted to believe it, but now I'm glad that it's here. I'm happy to play that guy twice a year. Give me that.
yeah, you think Tom Brady can beat him?
Eh, maybe.
Bruh, unbelievable. Should we hammer Julio Rodriguez to win Rookie of the Year at plus 100 for 20 units, 20 unit max?
100? Where are you seeing plus 100?
I don't know. I'm just assuming his odds are down to that. Are they worse?
Minus almost 300.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dude. That's ridiculous. So barring any injuries, I mean, the dude's a lock. I mean, he's about to go for the 40-40 this year.
Yeah, I mean, not to flex or anything, but I have a ticket from all the stuff that we talked about the very first time we did our predictions.
Yeah, we need to go back and clip that because you had a couple.
Yeah, I mean, I got Shane when his odds were much higher. Same with Sandy too when his odds were a lot higher. So
we need to go back and clip that when these guys win. Yeah. Make a little calendar note or something. Because I mean, yeah, Sandy we were all about, and then you had J Rod as well. Nuts.
Yeah, and then we have. I mean, when we were talking about it the second time, I did put a little something on Tony Gonsolin too, just in case, and his odds have tanked ever since we talked about that. So
the day after our show, we talked about it. The odds cut in half. You texted me. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. It's in plus 1,200.
Wild. Well, that's where he probably should be, to be honest with you. It made no sense where he was sitting at before.
I mean, honestly, I still think that's decent value for where he should be. I think he should be on the same level like Corbin Burns and Joe Musgrove plus 700. I think he's on the same level, maybe better than those guys.
Agreed. Maybe not like overall, but this season without.
Yeah, right. Yeah, just right now.
Yeah.
Right now, I think he is definitely no worse than those two guys.
I'm with you. I am with you.
Yeah, but we should probably get into these games since we're a little short on time now.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you having me on, John. Really nice having me on the end here. My mind is baffled with how difficult it's been to move stuff over to another place, like right down the street, 5 minutes.
Yeah,
ridiculous. Let's do wants and needs real quick.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and do mine. I'll do the Marlins. I know everyone's really excited to hear about what the Marlins are thinking about doing. I think they're going to be a sell. I don't think they're going to be a buy. They need some young bats. It seems like they have the pitching. They really struggle at the plate, especially against lefties. So maybe some right-handed bats would be sufficient. But I think Garrett Cooper could be on the move, a guy who is on a 1-year deal right now, who's overperforming his $2 million a year contract, who's probably about to get paid the way he's been hitting. If they don't want to re-sign him, I could see them trading him to a contender. That dude gets on base. When it comes down to free agency and the deadline, and teams need bats, they need guys who get on base. They need guys who make plays. They don't need guys who hit 100 home runs, but they need guys who constantly get hits, constantly get on base, find ways to keep innings alive. And that's Garrett Cooper in a nutshell right there. That dude gets hits. That's all he fucking does. I think he'll be moved at the deadline because his contract's expiring. If he doesn't get moved, he's about to get paid from Miami. So those are the two options for him. And like you said the other day, Pablo Lopez could also be shipped around too. I think he's been overperforming over the last year or so. He's kind of come back down to earth recently, although he pitched a gem against the Nats, but does that even count? Like they can't hit the side of a barn. So I could see them moving him, like you said, for maybe some young bats. But they've got the young pitching staff. They've got the pitchers. That's not the problem. And it's not like they need to go out and get some bullpen arms right now because it's not like they're competing for shit. So I think if they make any moves, they might trade Garrett Cooper because of contract stuff, and they might trade your guy Pablo for maybe a young arm and a young bat, something. Just get something out of those two guys. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I'm really hoping that Garrett Cooper gets moved to either a contender or the Rays.
Well,
I don't think the Rays usually don't go after guys with expiring contracts, except for like Nelson Cruz was the one exception last year, and that didn't.
You want him back, by the way?
No, honestly, he was really bad, but so is having Brett Phillips and Josh Lowe in your lineup every day. So I mean, it can't be that much of a step down. It really can't. But no, I think the Marlins and the Rays always pull off these little sneaky trades for like kind of the little no-name guys.
Mm-hmm.
I just have a weird feeling that's going to happen again, and it's not going to be Cooper because he's obviously not a no-name guy. But I could see maybe like a super random reliever, us trading for him, or even one of like the non-everyday players in that lineup, like a De La Cruz. I don't know how they value him, or like a Nick Fortes or somebody like that.
I mean, those guys are worth a bag of chips.
Well, exactly. That's who the Rays go after, and that's who the Marlins always sell. So I don't know. We'll see. See how it works.
Yeah, if you guys make a move for De La Cruz, I'm going to be scratching my head. But, I mean, it's the Rays, so he'll probably turn out to be a 40-40 guy next year or some shit.
Yeah.
Probably hit 40 home runs.
Yeah. I mean, it's part of their target after they miss out on, the bigger guys like Laureano, Drury, and whoever else.
It's facts.
Yeah.
All right, why don't you do yours?
Well, I already gave my little spiel, but
Okay.
I'll just recap it quickly so you could hear it. So I have the Rockies, and I thought they're going to sell, but they're going to do it very strategically in the sense that they don't have to, have a fire sale. They don't have to move anybody, but they're going to look to do it because they're still not in a position to win. I think Chad Kuhl's the biggest name on their board. I think he's definitely going to get traded somewhere, if anybody. Just because they want to free room for Ryan Feltner and Gomber to get consistent innings in the rotation. Like Gomber has been moved to the bullpen so he can figure it out. So I think they want to do room for that. Obviously, their bullpen arms of Bard and Colomay are on the board. A lot of teams that need bullpen help. One of them may get moved. The interesting kind of small trade piece that I was talking about was Jose Iglesias. They're looking to move him for obviously not too big a return, but they want a free room for either Brendan Rodgers to go back to shortstop and then Garrett Hampson to be an everyday player, or for them to bring up Alan Trejo at some point during the year, who I'm really excited to see play. So either of those, there's a lot of different avenues they could go. I don't think they're too urgent to get rid of anybody right now, but they're probably going to look to sell. That's going to be their approach, I think.
Okay. What do you think their needs are? Like, what are they trying to make moves for?
Well, that's the thing, because I think their needs are long term to get these guys playing time that they want long term. Like they're gonna want, if they do trade like a Kuhl or a Bard, which they very well might, they want to get young prospects in return that they can plug in pretty soon, so they can be set up for the future. Like they have Alan Trejo, they have a couple of guys, a couple of outfield guys in their farm system, but the farm system is like bottom 10 in the league. So if they're going to trade these players, they're going to want to get prospects up to kind of build that up, so they don't have any. Yeah,
they're trying to get some young guys and some backups playing time to see if they're worth keeping around going forward.
Yeah, exactly. And I think CJ Cron is very well a candidate to get moved too. It's just with his contract and with his I don't know, he's a really coarse hitter, so it's unsure to me what exactly his value is in the market.
He's just going to keep signing 1-year deals with the Rockies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, he doesn't belong playing anywhere else, but if somebody wants him and gets him for the right package, I mean, they'll be willing to trade him.
Okay. You want to talk about these day games? Well, we got some time. We got 2 games starting up soon.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. We got Chicago. We got Milwaukee. We got Sampson versus Burns, the matchup of the century. Everyone's talking about it. Can't get over it.
Yeah. That game is disgusting for multiple reasons, but now for the Cubs, I know Contreras is out. Somebody else is out too. But two pretty big names in that lineup are not playing, so I would have liked to be on the Cubs, but I can't. I can't do it.
I kind of like the under in this game. I'm not going to lie to you.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think the Cubs are going to score today, number one. So it's really going to come down to Sampson. Is this dude about to pitch 4 or 5 innings? What's good with him?
I mean, they've left him out there pretty long since he's been starting. They worked him up. I think he went 4-ish in his first start, and then it built him up to 5 and changed the last couple times. But yeah, I mean, he hasn't been fantastic. He was, I think, pretty good that first start, but yeah, I'm not really sure what to think of him today.
Damn. He was another Pirates arm.
Really? Might as well be half the league at this point.
He's also old as shit. He was drafted in 2012. So
Yeah.
this dude's been around the block. But yeah, it looks like he pitches. Yeah, he goes 5 innings ish. I mean, he just got kind of roughed up by Boston. That's the game we had the under in, right? I'm pretty sure he started that one.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that dude couldn't throw a strike to save his life. Oh no. Is that the kind of guy I want to have an under on?
Yeah, I don't know here. I'm trying to look and see what the line's been moving at.
The line has stayed put with those guys getting ruled out too, which is
And with, I think a majority of the money's on it as well. So
I'm seeing like 70% of the handle.
yeah, so I mean, seems like a Rays Red Sox spot from yesterday, just with Corbin Burns on the mound.
Okay, we'll stay away. What about Minnesota, Chicago? This is actually a good game. Joe Ryan versus Lance Lynn. Although, what are we about to get out of Lance Lynn? That's the real thing here. I love betting on Lance Lynn. That dude's a dog. I don't care if he's giving up a home run or whatever. Like that dude is still. You're getting maximum effort from that guy. He's a freak up there.
Yeah,
I've never seen someone get so angry at themselves on the mound.
There's a lot of things going on in this game as far as like things to influence the line that I don't really know how to make sense of. Because I mean, Correa's out for the Twins.
Okay.
Eloy's back for the White Sox.
Okay.
I did also see last night, I was looking to take Joe Ryan's under fantasy score, and before I could even put it in, jumped down 4 points, which it was high. So 4 points, I guess, doesn't mean as much as it does if somebody's at like a 25, but it went down from 35.5 to 31.5.
What the?
Which is a sizable jump. So, I don't know. I think the White Sox is what I would lean here, but I wouldn't feel any part confident in it.
I lean White Sox. I lean over. I think the White Sox could get to Joe Ryan, but Lance Lynn could shove. So Lance Lynn's last start, he dealt against the Giants, but I mean the Giants can't hit. They literally can't hit right now. It's embarrassing. And that's something we should be talking about because nobody's talking about the Giants because they're the Giants and everyone just assumes that they're good and they're fine, but they're 2 games above 500 or maybe 3. Did they win yesterday?
The Giants?
Yeah, they lost yesterday, didn't they?
Yeah, they lost. They're trying to avoid getting swept today.
Yeah, so they're 1 game over 500. The Giants are not okay. The Giants can't hit. They're the worst hitting team over the last 2 weeks. Our guy John pointed that out yesterday when he came on. They can't hit shit. They're about to get swept by the D-backs.
Yeah.
By the way, snakes bite. Let's go. Snakes bit last night. You like that?
Yeah.
Dogs barked. They were barking all night last night.
How
about that? 10 out of 15? Or was it 11 out of 15? Yeah, I fucking crushed yesterday. That's what I'm talking about, Javon.
Yeah. What is this lineup? Oh, my God.
Who?
The Blue Jays.
Ooh.
Kevin Biggio leading off?
Bro, they love Kevin Biggio. That dude stinks.
He's awful. I was looking to – because I know I was talking about this game with Nick earlier on his stream, and we were like just over everything in that game. Or that was like his play of the day, just over everything in that game, and I agreed. But, God, Kevin Biggio leading off with no Springer, it's disgusting.
Well, we know Barrios stinks, and Caprillion also stinks.
Yeah, I mean –
the total is the point. Why the hell was it set at 7.5 originally?
I don't know.
Like I know Oakland always has the totals are always like relatively lower, but that scares me a little bit that it was initially set at 7.5. Now it's up to 8.5, so that kind of cancels out my concern there. Yeah. But that's a weird line to be initially set out there. I
mean, the 2 games were 6 and 8. So it's not crazy.
Toronto's also on a little bit of a slide, Javon. They've lost 5 games in a row.
I know.
Wow. Baseball's so weird. This time of the year, too, like a little bit before trade deadline and All-Star break and stuff, like this upcoming month, I don't know if these players are losing focus or what happens, but I feel like this part of the season, like from a couple weeks ago to the deadline-ish, there's some streaks. We'll see some winning streaks. We'll see some losing streaks. We'll see some good teams on some losing streaks. We'll see some bad teams on some winning streaks. We're seeing it right now. Toronto, we're seeing them on a losing streak. The Orioles are playing really well recently. I mean, the Astros aren't a bad team, but they're streaking. A lot of stuff going on. And I learned my lesson last year. We've talked about what happened with the D-backs last year.
Yep.
Every game is individual. You can't just bet a team because they've lost 8 in a row. You can't just bet on a team because they've won 8 in a row. Shit doesn't matter. Shit doesn't matter. It doesn't.
Yeah.
What does matter, though, is momentum. So it matters a little bit, but it doesn't – you can't just bet shit because the team's won 8 in a row. Like, you can't just bet – or you can't just fade them because they've won 8 in a row if you're trying to be contrarian. Shit doesn't work.
Yeah.
But utilize that when you're looking at lines and seeing what doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean, I can
That
agree.
total is I mean, I still like the over in Oakland, but you want to bank on Oakland having to get some runs for you. I know. I mean, they've scored 5 runs in each of the last 2 games, but
Yeah, I mean,
Barrios is terrible. Don't get me wrong.
that's the thing. It's Barrios on the road. It's more of a fade on him than a boost on the A's bats.
I can't believe he still gets respect like this in the betting
Yeah.
market. I'm curious to see like who his next opponent is if it's not Dogwater Oakland, to see if he's still getting respect from his big name. But these are the kind of guys, and you're already doing it. These are the kind of guys we got to target to fade. The big name dudes who were good last year, or they won a Cy Young a couple of years ago, or they're a household name that everyone knows going against a young arm that you don't fucking know. It doesn't matter how good you were last year, especially in baseball. These guys fall off quick. You fall off like that. Barrios can't strike anyone out. He can't get anyone out. He's brutal.
We'll see it. His next start is against the Phillies, so.
Well, then we'll actually know then.
We'll be seeing on that one.
Respects them or not.
Yeah, but I do want to get into a couple of these props that I like today.
Please,
while we're here,
please.
So this one kind of just infatuated me because I was looking at, like, I'll be on everything on Prize Picks for this guy, for Brandon Drury against the lefty, against David Peterson. But I was looking because for, the Capwise show, we do everything by the book. So I had to find what's the best book prop. And for those people who have it, it hits runs RBI combo for Brandon Drury for 2+. So over 1.5 is minus 140, which is insane. That's an insane price. Like, is it a bit suspicious? Sure, but I don't care.
You're saying that's crazy. That's a crazy long odds, like that he's minus 140, or are you saying it's short? He should be minus 200.
Yeah, it should be usually in spots against lefties because when I go on his show, it tends to be on like Brandon Drury versus lefty days. He's usually sitting like minus 110 for 3+.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's around like the minus 190, minus 200 area for 2+.
What the? He's just that cracked out against lefties?
Yeah, against lefties. Yeah, I mean he hits pretty much everybody pretty well, but against lefties specifically, yeah.
Did you find any books that had it specifically?
There's a lot of like offshore books that have it. A lot of the big books that have Prop Builder, a lot of like Bovada and all those books have it. So if you can find that somewhere, absolutely take it. Especially like in a game where the total is 10, like that's way too much value on a guy like him, who's undoubtedly going to have to be a part of that if there's going to be runs in that game. So if you can find the Brandon Drury 2+ hits, runs, RBI combo, take it. I don't promote irresponsible gambling, but I have surely more than one singular unit on it.
Yeah. I need to figure out what about that.
Yeah, I'll be taking like his fantasy score and total bases on Prize Picks as well.
Okay.
Yeah. I couldn't believe the price that I saw on that when I looked it up to prep for the show, the Capwise show.
What do you think about that Pineda under strikeouts? 2.5.
I mean, I'm not a strikeout prop guy.
Yeah, I know. That doesn't mean you don't have an opinion on it.
Oh, I mean, the game's already started too, though.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, 1 through 2.
Okay, so maybe it's a good thing I missed on it. Oy. See, this is what happens when you move into a new place. You just lose everything. You lose all track of time. You lose time of the bets.
Yeah. I mean, it happens. It happens.
Well, I hope he hits a strikeout prop then. but I'm pretty sure he's on a pitch count today.
I mean, yeah, probably. I would assume so.
But yeah.
But
Damn, bro.
yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, do you have any thoughts on this Rangers Orioles game? Well, we only have a couple more minutes.
I do. I do.
What are your thoughts?
Were these the pitchers who were supposed to go initially, or were there pitching changes in this game?
No, I'm pretty sure these are the pitchers.
Yeah, give me the O's today. They keep going. No way they win 3 in a row, right? No way. Ooh. No, they're winning today. Give me Watkins. I don't care how fucking terrible he is. Are you thinking over? Is that what you're? Oh yeah. Okay.
Over season, and not just because like it's looked like this with a lot of runs these last couple games, but like Glenn Otto and Spencer Watkins are not good. And Glenn Otto, like he actually looked pretty decent, even though he gave up 4 runs against the Mets. But he gave up 4 runs against the Mets, who are the worst hitting team versus right-handers in that little 2-week span. I wouldn't want to go, but he's a fade piece for me, as is Spencer Watkins. And you look at what the Orioles offense did yesterday, they did that without Austin Hayes and Mountcastle in the lineup. So like they're gonna continue to tear this Rangers pitching staff apart. So
I think we're getting those guys back today.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. Their offense is going to be even better today. And on the Rangers side, like this is the first time that I think all year Simeon and Seager have been both hitting well at the same time, which is a scary sight. I think and both those guys get hot together. It's a problem for anybody facing the Rangers offense. And Adolis, I expect to bounce back today. He's been kind of, I don't want to say slumping, but not hitting Adolis level over the past like week.
Yeah,
I think he's going to break out today and have a better game. I think there's plenty of spots for runs all around.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you. I like the over too. It's moved from 8.5 to 9.5 already.
Yeah,
as well. Get it while it's hot, because that shit might go up. It probably won't go over 9.5, but you never know. I mean, it's getting hammered, but it's the line's moving. So
yeah,
so
I got it that too long ago, so it's moving fast.
What number did you get?
I got 9.
Ooh. Okay,
but it's moving quickly.
Yeah, Corey Seager got you last night, didn't it?
Well, I didn't bet the Orioles. I mean, I was on the over, but the reason that I didn't want Seager to hit that is because I had that Adolis run an RBI, and that was my like last chance.
I'm hit.
Yeah,
because you wanted it to go to extras.
Either extras or for him and I forget. I think it was him and Simeon to be on base for.
It went to extras anyways. It didn't even matter.
Yeah, it's just there was nobody on base in the 9th with 1 out with Adolis up, so he couldn't he struck out and he couldn't even be the ghost runner in the 10th.
And I got to say this too. Fuck you and Carlos Stanton.
Yep. 100%.
Fuck Luke Voigt. Even though he did his part. He tried.
He did. That was on all the other guys behind him.
You're right. That was on the Padres.
Loaded, no outs.
You're right.
Bases loaded, no outs, and they stranded him. And then he was on third a second time. And they stranded him.
We did get blessed on that over though, because I thought that was a lost cause, brother.
I thought that was gooey red velvet.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Crawford.
Okay. Well, you got a 2-teamer prize picks, I can tell.
Will in a bit.
Okay.
There's a lot. I kind of have to narrow it down. I was a little behind because I was so looking at Brandon Drury, everything on the book.
Can't stop thinking about him.
No, I mean, I was even looking at like the further breakdown of like the matchup of Peterson versus him. Like he's a big fastball slider guy. And I was looking, it was like 20 of the last 22 balls that Drury's hit 90 plus off the bat are either sliders or fastballs. And then if you look at the last 9 lefty starters that he's faced, he's had a ball 90 plus mile an hour off the bat off of every one. And he's had 2+ off of a starter in 6 of the 9. And these aren't like bum guys like Kershaw, Fried, Justin Steele, Tyler Anderson, Carlos Rodon are all in this group. So like I can't not take just the book play and everything else him today on that value. Like it's
everything.
Have to.
Everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll be on that with you. Let's shut this down. I think Trent is back this afternoon. So guys, go check out the Surgical Stream. I'll be on there at some point. So will Javon. I'm sure you'll have some free squares on there. I'll have some free fades you guys can take. But don't let the kid get hot. 6 days in a row. We've won money. 6 days in a row. Let's get it, Javon. Let's keep it rolling, my man. Thanks for stepping up today. Hopefully I can get this figured out tomorrow or something. You're the man.
Of course.
Let's
have a day.
hit some bets. Why not us?